Well, I'm in the Duramax headed up north. Grandpa's ahead of me in the service truck. He's gonna stop by Monticello and get gas for it. Our tank at the house, it's low enough it ain't gonna pump anymore. I think the tube on the pump it's too short. But anyway, we're headed up. Gonna bring both planters over to the Benjamin farm. It's about 60 something acres there total. The bottom has been worked. He went and worked it the other day. Disked it twice because he disked it in the fall and it just, he said you couldn't tell. Just the weeds were just as bad as they were when he disked it the first time. But he went out there and got her worked, so I'm gonna go get the tender and meet him there. Then we're gonna start moving planters over. We had to get new batteries for the Magnum. We were gonna try to plant yesterday, but batteries were junking it, so we just ordered new ones and we're gonna try her again today. Or we should get the bottom done. That'll be no problem. On the hill, it ain't been worked. We're gonna no-till it. If the ground's hard enough, the planters won't go in the ground, so we'll just have to see what happens. We're hoping it's good enough where we get the planters going to the ground, we can get it knocked out today, then we'll be done. This is the last field of the 2022 planting season. So let's hope we get her done today. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Well, we got the Duramax and seat tender moved over here to the Benjamin farm. Got the new batteries put in my tractor and all hooked up. Fired right off, so that's good. Now we're moving the MX240 and the 16 row over here. And I think we're probably going to go get a bite of dinner in Canton, then come back and get mine moved, fill the planters up, and see if we can get some planting done. We looked at the ground on the upper part of the field. We're not 100% sure, but we think the planters will be able to go on the ground. We'll just have to see. But yeah, we're going to start in the bottom, get that done because it's worked, so we know it'll plant. And we're going to start on the hill, depending on how well it plants. We may just plant until it gets done. It would make the most sense. That way we ain't got to make another trip up here. But we'll just have to see what happens. If the planters are completely full, they will go on the ground up there. We know for sure. But we'll just have to see how it plants. The weeds are dying down enough where we'll be able to see where our marker mark is. That was my problem when I was planting up there on the King farm. I couldn't see my markers, so we'll just have to see. Get my tractor and planter moved now. We got the other one over here, Benjamin. Truck and tenders there. Gonna get this there, and we're gonna head down to the bottom, get that planted, and then we're gonna try it up on the hill. We got a little bit of seed in our planters now, so we're gonna try to plant while they're empty. By empty, I mean low on seed. We got a lower amount of seed in these planters, but it's enough to plant that down there, so it's tilled, so we can get the planters in the ground, but we're gonna load them completely up when we plant all this right here. That way we have enough weight to push the planters down the ground. We looked with a screwdriver and kind of dug around a little bit. We think they'll go in, but we're just going to have to see. We'll have them loaded down, that way we know we have the weight to do it. If they don't go in, then the ground's just way too hard, but we think they'll work.
bottom 11 here. We got that right there. He didn't work it because it wasn't near as rough. It just got some weeds on it. They were dying enough that we should be able to see where we planted before. But yep, I'm running my Magnum and Grandpa's running the 240 as you seen from the outside shot. That was a video I've been wanting to get all season, but never really did have the chance on good ground where you can see us both just fine. But got her now. Right there planted. I'm on the hill right next to it. Filled my planter up the best we could. Emptied out the seed tender process. We had 12 bags of beans in the back of the truck. Threw them in here too, so I am about as full as I could get for what we had. Grandpa had a little bit of seed left in his planter. Our seed guy from Ursa, he's supposed to be bringing us some beans to put in that tender we got, so we're hoping we can get this field done today. We have the beans and the weather. Well, the weather ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna rain. If everything keeps running the way it is, we're gonna get this done tonight. So we'll see what happens. Home, our seed guy brought us seed and we got our planters filled. We filled the 16 row up all the way. I still had a little bit of seed left in mine. There's a lot more in the front rows, so we just filled the back rows to match them, maybe a little more in there. But yeah, my planter ain't got as much in it, but I'm just gonna focus on planting up on the flat there tomorrow because it's getting late enough. My grandpa said there ain't no point in running this late, because he has to get up early tomorrow for a doctor's appointment. That'll be explained later on in another video, but he has to get up and go to a doctor's appointment. He said there ain't no point in running late because then you can't get up in the morning and get nothing done. So we're just going to head in, get us a bite of supper, and come back and finish that tomorrow. Shouldn't be any problem. 2 planters will get it knocked out pretty fast. We're hoping to get started about, his appointment is at 9:30, so we will see what time we get started. But shouldn't take us too terribly long as everything works, good Lord willing. We'll just have to see, so I'll see you in the morning. Well, it ain't the cleanest field in the world, but I can actually see my marker mark today. Yesterday I had problems seeing it, but it's working good today. I got this little corner right here. We got a waterway here. Grandpa's back there doing that corner. Once we get done with those, this field is done and plant 2022 is over. So we get it done, we're going to take this tractor and planter home. The salesman from Ed's up there in Memphis, they're the people we rented this planter from, the one I'm running. They said a guy was interested, and my grandpa said, well, we're interested. So the guy said, well, since your guys are running it, you guys get first dibs on it. So we're going to talk it over. Probably better go talk to the banker lady. That's always a smart idea, to talk to your banker before you buy something, especially equipment. But probably have to talk to her and see what she thinks, and that'll decide whether we buy it. We should, because my grandpa said no matter what, before planting time next year, we are running 2 planters. We're going to have one just for beans. That way we can plant corn with the 16 row and plant beans with another one. If need be. That way we ain't got to switch nothing over. We have a 15-foot drill, but you're burning the same amount of fuel and getting twice as much done with this planter that I'm running now. The drill works good for just spotting stuff in, so